So, some gameplay dropped for Halo Campaign Evolved. Yes, yet another re-release of Halo Combat Evolved. Are Neil Druckmann and Todd Howard somehow involved in this? What's going on, fellas? What is this? Who is this made for? I don't know. What I do know is that as a Halo fan who has played the series since its initial release, I'm tired, man. This series that was loved by so many was destroyed by those who were trusted to look out for its future, with choices being made so heinous that there is seemingly no way that the protectors of Halo's future were not setting out to fail from the start. After the countless failures and bad decisions of 343 Industries, the corpse of my once favorite franchise was splayed out before me with nothing in the way of accountability being expressed by those in charge. Not even a fucking oopsie daisy. But this isn't made by 343, I hear you say. It's being made by Halo Studios, a company born from a forced rebrand of 343 Industries. It's the same company. We should expect Halo to be treated with the same respect as before. But at least I could remember the good days, right? When people who cared were in charge of this wonderful dream that was once respected as the lightning in a bottle that it was. But now, I guess the games of the good days are being updated for a modern audience. These corporate lizard people are reviving my son so they can publicly, ritually execute him in reverence to the god that they all praise, the American dollar. And the worst part is that they will do it under the disarming guise of sharing Halo with everyone. Which, don't get me wrong, more people getting to experience Halo is amazing. There is nothing I want more than that. But what do the people in charge of remaking this game even know about Halo? If every game made after Halo Reach is anything to go by, not very much. I would love for people to get to experience Halo from 2001 to 2011, but we can't go back in time. And this thing that is being made, it won't fulfill that. There is nothing I would love more than for that to happen, were it so easy. If you couldn't tell, I'm not pleased about this. To paint you the full picture of my disgust, Riot Games killed Legends of Runeterra, and that bummed me out enough to make a video about it. And I'm willing to admit that I may have been a bit hyperbolic about that situation. But this is my hill, man. If I am to be buried under it, I will do so defiantly. This will probably be the only video I make on this subject, as I don't intend on making my channel a place where I whinge about things ad nauseum. But I do have things I want to whinge about. I'm looking at you, Magic the Gathering. I was originally going to be making a video on Castle Crashers with the release of the new Painter Boss Paradise update. But then this happened, and I suppose I am still technically fulfilling my promise from the mouth-washing video to make something more lighthearted. So it works out. We're here now. It's time to get the bile out. Let's dive into why I'm so skeptical of this upcoming product. The company that is making it, Halo Studios, or as they were previously known, 343 Industries, a company literally named after the bastard who betrays you in the first game and the third game. The company given the mantle of responsibility to be the stewards of Halo's future after Bungie released Halo Reach and left. The company which had some original Bungie staff, but then filled the rest of the ranks with people who hated Halo. That is real. I'm not making that up. They attempted to make Halo games with people that hate what made it great. They hated everything that came before. The company that has made not one, not two, not three, but 4 cataclysmic failures which have completely destroyed the Halo brand and the community's faith in them. And yet somehow, this company is still operational. If anybody has questions about why the company suddenly rebranded, it's probably because they wish to distance themselves from their failures rather than admit their mistakes and do better. Easier to make money that way. All right, failures. Let's go year by year, shall we? 2012. Halo 4 was the beginning of the downfall, with a campaign that gets far too much love, as it really wasn't that great story-wise. It showed promise, but it wasn't that great, forcing Master Chief back into the limelight instead of doing something different after his already perfect ending, with level design that left much to be desired, and a multiplayer that seemed to want to be more like Call of Duty than Halo. Call of Duty was a big deal at the time, sure, but so was Halo. So the meaningless departure from not just the art style of Halo, which holy shit this game was ugly,
oh my goodness,
but also distancing yourself from the gameplay, it just made no sense. Also, this was the first game to not have Marty O'Donnell as the composer, and let's just say that it was noticeable. Despite the composer they had being good, it just wasn't Halo. And you could feel it. You lose the art design, you lose the music, you lose the gameplay, and you ruin the ending of what came before. It just doesn't feel like Halo, and it feels disrespectful. This is the smallest failure of 343, so buckle up. After this game launched, and during its lifespan, the community was still hopeful for the future, but that wouldn't last. 2014, the Master Chief Collection. Every Halo game that had been made up until that point. 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, and 4. Every campaign and their multiplayers in one package. What's not to love? The answer is nothing. This should have been a slam dunk that was to release a year before Halo 5 to keep the community happy and excited for the next installment, and to lean on nostalgia to win the community back over, to reinstill faith where it may have been lost, showing that they still had respect for the Halo that came before, and that our beloved series was still in good hands. It wasn't. For the first 4 years after release, this product didn't work until there was a major update dropped for it that made it work, because it was getting released on PC. Now I know what you're thinking. What do you mean it didn't work for 4 years after release? I mean that you bought and paid for a collection of older games, and you couldn't play them until 4 years later, despite the games running perfectly fine on lesser hardware. Despite the fact that when the major update dropped, the Master Chief Collection was amazing. I played so much of it. The old games were all still amazing. Halo 2 Anniversary, which came with the collection, was beautiful, truly breathing life into an older title. The collection was supported with content. I say was because they've stopped supporting it in 2023. They stopped adding new things and stopped supporting the community. The 4-year limbo this project suffered at release crushed almost all the hope out of this community. Also, there was no split screen for the PC version, which is insane considering that Halo was the king of couch co-op and LAN parties, which is a massive red flag that shows that 343 did not understand Halo. And then the discarding of the collection was the final nail in the coffin of this failure, despite its really, really good period between 2018 and 2023. Despite it having a really good 6 years, should have been 10. If you think it can't get worse, well, 2015, Halo 5. This is it. We have reached hell. Rock bottom. We have the worst campaign in the series by a country mile. We have a multiplayer that is an even further departure from Halo, once again moving further towards Call of Duty. It was a good multiplayer. A lot of people defend it. Completely understand. It's a very good multiplayer. But it wasn't Halo. We have the art style still being ugly after Halo 4, despite the community backlash after Halo 4 about it. The music, once again, did not feel like Halo's music. This game was a disaster, and it came in the first year of the Master Chief Collection's broken period. The community finally lost all hope. We were told another game was coming, but this was the first time in my life that I thought about a new Halo game coming out, and I didn't want it. I wanted to see the series I loved so dearly be tarnished no longer. Leave it alone, fellas. This was one of, if not the saddest time to be a Halo fan to date. And we stayed sad until 2018 with the Master Chief Collection fix. That's 4 years of community decay that was just not helped, not worried about, not fixed. 2018, the Master Chief Collection gets fixed and things are looking up. We get an announcement trailer for a new game in the series, Halo Infinite. From what we see, the world looks beautiful, Master Chief's helmet looks like it's supposed to. Our complaints about the art style were heard. Some hope gets reignited in the community. The game is projected to launch in 2020. It gets delayed to 2021. They said it was because of the coronavirus causing difficulties, which is a completely valid excuse. But if you delay a game, when it comes out, it needs to be great. In 2021, the multiplayer got a beta test released, and it looked great. We were all very excited about it coming out. And we were excited to see what the campaign was going to be like, because we were told in 2018 that Joseph Staten was going to be a creative lead on this game. Joseph Staten, a principal writer and creative lead for Bungie's Halo franchise. This got the community hyped. And then 2021, Halo Infinite. Well, half of it. We got a campaign and the multiplayer, but the campaign didn't have co-op. Co-op! That's insane! But they had already delayed the game. What was happening here? Only they know. But when 343 dropped the announcement that campaign co-op was going to be delayed, Joseph Staten looked depressed, man. Not a good sign. But the multiplayer gameplay was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was released with almost no playlists. Halo, the game series known for having so many ways to play it, had almost no multiplayer playlists. And what's worse is that custom games just didn't work. Custom games, the very thing that made Halo such a staple, the thing that made Halo, had been neglected. On top of all of this, the armor customization took a major hit, with some armor unlocks straight up not being usable, because they were like a weird set thing you could only look at for some reason. It was very confusing. Also, they locked armor customization behind microtransactions. There were pieces of cosmetics that you just could not earn. You had to actually buy them. Also, for your armor color, you had to pick a preset chroma instead of being able to choose the armor color of each individual piece, like in Halo 3, a game that came out 14 years earlier. It was lame. They sucked the fun out of armor customization. How do you do that? The multiplayer released in this terrible state post delays. It was inexcusable. And then, finally, in 2022, the campaign DLC's co-op feature dropped, which, first of all, calling it a DLC is just... No, you released the other half of your game. The campaign was cool. It was cool. But the story was meh. And fairly disappointing. So, after being delayed, and on top of that, they still hadn't fixed a lot of people's issues with custom games, matchmaking, and theater. Oh, theater didn't work either, by the way. Anyways, the campaign ended on a promise of more coming, but once again, this was not an amazing showing. It should have been, but it wasn't. Especially considering that the last Halo campaign released in 2015. We deserved better. At this point, I couldn't say that Halo was my favorite franchise anymore. I just wanted them to leave it alone, because it's clear that they had no fucking clue what they were doing. So, we finally arrive in 2024, the Halo Studios rebrand, and the promise that more was coming. Joseph Staten left the company in 2023, so we had nobody to look to say that they knew how Halo was meant to be. All we know is that everyone who had once worked on this great franchise worth a damn was gone. They had 4 outings to prove themselves, and they failed each time, somehow getting worse each time with the first 3. It is a miracle that this company didn't get shut down years ago, but they're still here. And now, because they need to earn people's faith in them going forward once again, they return to the past, to the good games. But now they wish to remake them more like the games they made, the failures. This company didn't understand what made Halo great. They still don't understand why it was loved by so many, if they feel the need to do what they're doing now. I just don't understand how you go 4 outings with a team of people that you know hate the franchise. How much money did they waste? Speaking of people who hate Halo, don't even get me started on the show. I haven't committed to watching it fully, but I've seen enough to know that it was made by people who have no business working on anything Halo related. Here we are now, 2025. Like Virgil, I have guided you through hell. I have shown you the devil and how they have chosen to torture us. And now I tell you that they're still in charge. And that just because they changed their name doesn't mean they changed anything else about themselves. Although, they have many changes planned indeed, but not for them. They intend to change what came before, adding story missions of their own creation, taking out certain lines from scenes, making the Halo 1 assault rifle, the best iteration of the assault rifle, in my opinion, be the Halo 3 onward assault rifle, the one that would always disappoint me. 32 rounds? Bring back my 60 round magazine bullet hose. Also, the gun just never sounded as good after Halo 1, you know?
I'm at the
Look how they massacred my boy.
What was up with that? I don't know whose idea that was, but like, maybe that was the guy who started 343, I don't know, maybe it was him. They're also adding weapons from other games into it. This one I'm actually okay with. The needle rifle is cool, okay? That gun deserves some more love. Also, they're making the art style look far too clean, just like how they did with the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. Look, these millennia old and neglected places should look a lot more disgusting. The original Halo Combat Evolved had an amazing art style. The graphics were not as powerful back then, but because the art style was so perfect, your imagination filled in the gaps. Halo was dingy, falling apart, run down from centuries of neglect and containing the flood like it shouldn't be pretty. The beach can be a little pretty, although probably the most 343 Industries-esque practice they're bringing over to this new Halo campaign Evolved. They're following the steps of Halo Infinite, where they release half the game. At least this time it says it right on the box, but still, every Halo worth a damn, released with both campaign and multiplayer intact on opening night. And what's more, with Halo 3 and Reach, they had Forge as well, and Theater. The enshittification of everything has really hit Halo hard. Anyways, enough nitpicking. What am I trying to say here? The title, Halo Campaign Evolved, I feel is far more apt than I would like. 343, Halo Studios, thinks that Halo Combat Evolved, the game of a generation, needs to be evolved rather than making their own Halo game. Because of this company's misdeeds and mistakes, it almost feels like they're doing revisionist history. It feels like the ultimate long con. Like they might want to remake all the old Halo games so they can point to them and say, look, they've always been shit. As I was writing this, the remakes of Halo 2 and Halo 3 were leaked.
Damn, I'm good!
If I didn't know better, the theory that they're revising history to make the games that they've already made look better by comparison could sound appealing if it wasn't completely insane. So that's how bad it is to be a Halo fan right now. It's because of how much this company has shown its lack of understanding of its player base and at times its outright disdain for them. That's who's in charge of the franchise. That's who wants to share Halo with everyone. So yeah, I'm skeptical. You want to become a Halo fan? What are you thinking? It's miserable. We've been down this road before. If this series is to come back at all, Halo Studios needs to come to terms with some facts. The franchise is dead, and they killed it. And if Spartans never die, then we have been missing in action for far too long. Hello! Thank you so much for watching the video. It means the most. What are your thoughts on this? I'm not happy about it. I'm really angry about it, I'm not gonna lie. I hope so bad that this is good. I would love nothing more than for this to be a slam dunk. But God, the odds are not in our favor as Halo fans. We have been shown what our faith gets rewarded with, and my God, I can't deal with another destruction. I can't deal with another Weekend at Bernie's situation with this franchise for the sake of milking nostalgia for cash. I just can't do it, you know? Anyways, I hope things are going well with you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, also, they invited a bunch of people who worked on old Halo games to come out to like the first showing of this game, and they were all pretty not happy about it. So, if you want to know the relationship between Halo Studios and the people that made Halo good, there it is. So if that doesn't, you know, say literally more than this entire video did, I don't know what does. Have a good day.